They were number one on the radio for 5 years in a row.
I've listened to Tiny and Katy since way back.
Now, they're the number one podcast at WAYZ.com.
I love the Tiny and Katy Show.
It's the Tiny and Katy Show.
Hey, I'm Tiny.
Hey, it is Katy.
Welcome back to the Tiny and Katy Show. It seems like it's been forever, and we have to say that Katy and I have had some technical difficulties here in the last couple weeks, but we're working through them.
I think that we're going to start this off right now with an argument.
Okay.
I don't know how we've been on the computer, which has been about maybe 15 minutes or so since we've had all these technical difficulties. Yeah. And you have yet to mention anything different about myself, like massively different.
Did you get new headphones?
Look at how I'm a smoke bomb, like a smoke bomb. Let me just give you the whole lay of the land.
Is it the shirt? Is it the sweater?
No, I can't hear you. Let me give you a whole lay of the land.
So I can say anything I want right now, and she can't hear me. Do you really?
Hey,
do you really think? Do you really think it looks that? I mean, Katy, you have.
I love it.
You got your hair done at Roots Hair Design in Marion.
Big time.
You posted a picture, and and I'm going to pop it up here right now for those that haven't seen it, and then we'll also
smoke bomb.
Those of you who are not watching, it'll be on the Tiny and Katy Show Facebook page and all over our socials. Katy from Roots Hair Design worked, and I'm not saying this to be funny, although I could, worked a miracle on Katy's hair.
I'll say this. So I have not, this is the longest I've ever gone without getting my hair done. I normally try to go every 3 to 4 months. I think the last time I was there was September, maybe August. I mean, it has been months.
Right.
The growth on my hair was about 6 inches. I mean, it was extensive. And I knew we were in for
long haul.
We were in for some work. Yeah. But I just, this is how the conversation went. I went to Roots on Sunday. Now, mind you, I've been going to Katy for 12 years, so she knows me really well. We have a great relationship. She's the best. That's why I travel an hour to go to see her. I sat down in her chair and she said, okay, what are you thinking? And I said, I want to be blonde for summer, but I don't want to be platinum. I don't want it to be so crazy. And she's like, okay, done. That's it. That was our conversation. And then 2 hours later, this is what was produced.
2 hours later, Katy woke up and that's what she had.
And obviously, I'm a showstopper at the moment.
Of course.
Look, check this baby out. Like, wow. I look great. So cannot recommend Katy enough. And that's all it took. I said, Katy, I want to be blonde, not platinum. Can you make it happen? She's like, sit back, relax. I got this. Roots Hair Design in Marion. I cannot recommend Katy enough. She makes it happen. She's the best.
They're great people. They really are great people.
Great people. And I always feel like as a woman, there are 2 people that are the most important that you don't want to change. Your hairstylist and your gynecologist. Those are 2 people that you generally don't want to change.
Yeah,
so
I'd imagine.
Yep.
Did you happen while you were sitting in the chair, did it come up in conversation about my massage?
No, we did talk about my hammam. That definitely came up in conversation.
I don't care about your hammam or your hadad. I'm talking about my massage.
Believe it or not, Tiny, we didn't sit around and talk about you. I know it's really hard to fathom.
You mean you didn't talk about me the whole time?
No. We made it a point to not mention you because it wasn't about you. It was about me and it was about Katy and it was about reconnecting and making me look like a smoke bomb.
I got news for you, Katy. It's always about you and Katy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, but I have to tell you about my super big accomplishment.
Yeah. So let me preface what you're about to say. I didn't necessarily want to see or want to talk to you about this before we recorded, although
I'll make it very short.
No.
I'll make it very short.
I'm not saying that. So I have, if I'm not gushing over this, it's because I've heard the whole story, but I want everyone else to hear it. And I'm going to throw up some pictures and hopefully some video clips for those of us watching together on YouTube. But Katy should be, let me just say this, and then she can take the whole thing. Katy should be very proud of herself. You should be very proud. I know what it's like to make those achievements, and they're huge. And and here's what I would say, may not seem like a big deal to anybody else, but it is a massive deal to you. So Katy, what did you do?
I'm going to make it very brief. And disclaimer, I may cry at some point because I've been doing a lot of crying over the last few days.
Well, not to mention Katy woke up to do this recording of the podcast, so that's probably why she's crying.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was sleeping and I just woke up to do it. That's also accurate. So I've been doing CrossFit for about 3+ years. Mm-hmm. I would say at best, I'm average. At best, I am never maxing out the workouts. I'm always scaling everything. I do okay, but I do the best that I can do.
Right.
A couple of my girlfriends at my gym wanted to sign up for a CrossFit competition called Festivus. And it's a very beginner intermediate competition. It's not for people that are all-star CrossFit athletes. These are for people that are novice, that just kind of want to get their feet wet in the world of CrossFit competition. And we signed up for it, and you have two categories. You can do novice, where the weight is significantly lighter, or you can do intermediate, which is about where we all are. So we signed up for the intermediate. I was fine with all of the workouts except for the second one because the weight on the barbell was 85 pounds. 85 pounds I'm comfortable with if it's not above my head. Above my head, I'm comfortable with 75, 80 max. 85 was definitely outside of my comfort zone. And everybody knew this. So the wonderful people at Shenandoah Fit, who I love and adore, sat with me. They trained with me. They gave me pointers. My friend Lacey, my friend Holly, and Crystal, they were sitting with me after class. They were watching me do the move. They were giving me pointers, and they just really built my confidence. So Saturday, we went to the competition, and the competition is all day long. There's 4 workouts. We were there at 6. We left at maybe 4, 3:30, 4. I mean, it's all day long. And I was terrified, absolutely terrified. I mean, terrified is an understatement. I was crying the whole time just because I was so, I just felt like I maybe I'm not supposed to be here. Maybe this is too hard for me. Maybe I can't do this. And the first workout we did, I was okay. The second workout we did, I had to take the bar overhead, which I'd been practicing. And the first time I did it, I did not make it overhead. I didn't. I failed and dropped the bar. And I looked at my little crowd of cheerleaders, and I started crying. They saw it because they knew I was so scared to do this particular move.
Right.
So I look out, and I'm like, and they're like, no, Katy, stop. Here's what you need to do. Here's how you need to readjust. You can do this. You're going to be fine. Just take a second, get out of your head. And then I did it. And then I got out of my head and I did it. And there's a couple of videos of me actually throwing the bar overhead, which was the scariest thing that I had done in the whole workout. And when it was over, I just cried. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I was crying because I was mad or sad. It was just like, I've been so scared to do this. This was a huge goal of mine. And I cannot believe that I, Katy Dickinson, did any kind of CrossFit competition.
I think what it was is it was I would probably call it an emotional dump.
Probably because I'd been working so hard for it. And then the adrenaline's going all day and I'm scared, but I'm excited. And you know how I am. Anytime I feel an emotion other than this, it's just crying. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm pissed off, whatever. I'm just crying all the time. So I cried constantly during the competition.
Probably blended in with the sweat.
Well, probably, but I'm an ugly crier. So it's not just like I was like, huh. I'm like, I'm an ugly crier. So everybody was like, are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm like, no, this is my norm. This is how I do things, but it's fine. So I will tell you, honest to God, Tiny, that was in my top 3 to 5 most proud moments I've ever had of myself. Ever.
That's awesome.
And I came home and I ate every freaking carb that was in my house. I was like, is this a carb? Is it expired? I don't care.
Who cares?
It's going in my mouth and I'm eating it.
Is it bread moldy? If it's green, is it bad for you?
Who cares? Let's find out what happens.
Doesn't matter.
Let's find out.
Science experiment. No, I get it. I'm so proud of you. That you should be very proud, and I'm sure everyone listening is completely behind you. And my question is now, so you said that you've never felt you didn't feel like you belonged doing that.
No, I didn't.
And with this CrossFit competition is what Katy felt like. But do you now feel like maybe you fit in?
I feel like I'm an average CrossFitter. What? I'm average at it. I'm not. Oh, what? Okay, you made a pun.
That you fit in.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Tiny. I missed it. Let me sit back and wait for it again.
No, we're not. No. First of all, that would have been okay if you had understood what I did in the first place, and then it just became the typical Tiny and Katy pun rant.
But you can't throw a pun in at me when I'm being serious because I'm not trying to. You can't. You know me. You know when the time is right and the
Katy,
time is not right now.
That's not the point. It is. If this show has any chance of working out.
Okay. Okay, got it.
You're going to have to get with it. No, but congratulations. I give a big round of applause for Katy. What we'll do is we will put the videos on our Tiny and Katy Show Facebook page and Instagram, and I'll pop some pictures up here on the YouTube page. As you're watching this, I've been doing that.
And maybe next time when I do one of those competitions, you could get your tickets.
Get your tickets to the gun show.
To the gun show.
You know what I thought you were going to say? Because
Hello.
For whatever reason, because I wasn't necessarily, because you're on the right of my screen and down a little bit from the camera, I thought you were going to say next time I do one, you as in me could join you. I thought that's what you were going to say.
You know what? Actually, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We should look into something like that.
I would love to do. Totally be down for it.
We had at my gym one time. We had a Valentine's Day male. They called it the XY challenge, and so it was like a male and a female teamed up and did all the workouts together. That would be fun to do something like that.
I would absolutely love it, because now the thing is, if I come to your gym, then you've got to come to mine.
100%. I'm down with it. I will absolutely do those things. So what's new with you? What's going on? How are things?
Not much. I'm not saying this to make a big deal out of it, because I had made fun of this for years. All through my life, I'd heard tennis elbow, and I thought to myself, that's stupid. Of course, your mind instantly goes to tennis. Well, how hard could it be, and how bad could the pain be? Let me tell you something. Tennis elbow is no joke. It friggin' hurts.
How do you get tennis elbow?
It's repetitive motion. So it's not just the motion of like swinging a tennis racket. It's also like if you do bicep curls, any strenuous activity that deals with the elbow joint in any way can lead to the irritation. And this past weekend, I went absolutely nuts. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, you can't come out of my house. I went nuts with the power washer. All right. So that don't even start. Don't start. I understand. I owe you a power washing on your back patio.
Why would you even bring that up? Like, why couldn't you make up any other thing that you were doing other than power washing?
What other motion would I have that went like this? No. I was going side to side, okay? And I was much higher than I would ever need to be. So side to side was the motion.
Carry on.
So anyway, I am going to come down. I'm going to power wash your patio because I have to drop some stuff off to you as well. But anyway, so that motion and the pressure back, pushing back from the power washer, it was already kind of sore. But I'm telling you, Katy, last night I had to get Mary to... We have KT tape because with running, and she had to look up how to do this. Thank God she did, because this was a lifesaver. I'm telling you, it was awful pain.
Yeah,
it was craziness. But it'll go away. It's already feeling a lot better.
Well, of course, and you always get these kind of like little like bursts of things, like your gout.
Ugh.
Like I remember, so. Don't get mad at me. And anybody who has ever had gout, do not be mad at me for what I'm about to say, because I was very naive at the time. But when Tiny first told me about gout, we were young. I mean, what were we? 22, 23?
Well, I was 25. I know it well.
Okay, 25. So still pretty young. And Tiny would talk to me about gout, but I had no idea what it was. I can't see it. I've never heard of it.
Right.
So Tiny would come to the station with gout and he couldn't walk. He'd be crawling in the door. And there was a small part of me that just thought, like, is this guy serious?
Right.
Is it really this bad?
Yeah.
You know, because I was naive and I wasn't aware of it. And remember, I would always give you a hard time, and I'm like, oh, my name's Tiny and I have gout and blah, blah, blah.
Well, but
and I feel horrible.
My stepfather, I was the same way with him. I mean, he would just boo-hoo and carry on, walking, hobbling through the house. And I was like, there's no way. Like, what could possibly be that bad? And then I got it and I found out.
It's hard to understand when you can't see it.
Right.
You know, if you like break a bone and your bone's protruding through your leg, you know that doesn't feel good because you can see it. It's really hard to empathize maybe with pain when it's not. It's like when I had diverticulitis. Remember, I emceed that
the parade.
The parade,
yeah.
Which was an absolute. I blacked out the entire time because I was so sick, and nobody could see it. They just saw I was like bent over in pain, not realizing how much pain I was actually in, and I almost lost my colon. I was in the hospital for a week.
What was interesting about that is when you said, "Boy, this is really a medical episode." When you said you had diverticulitis, I knew that it was something in the intestines, but I didn't realize the pain and discomfort that it causes.
It was awful.
And to your point, and I think what it all amounts to is until you've experienced something, and I don't wish gout on I don't have a worst enemy, but if I did, I wouldn't wish gout on them. But until you've experienced it, you don't know. I mean, you can't possibly imagine. I've never had diverticulitis. I can't imagine. I know how bad it is when I have diarrhea. So I can't imagine diverticulitis.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things like that if you can't physically see what's happening, you just don't realize how painful these things actually are.
Right.
Like kidney stones, gout,
Right.
diverticulitis, childbirth, that's something I don't know anything about, but
so Katy,
I don't even know how we got on this topic.
Well, we're gonna get off of it because I have there's a TikTok video. I'm not going to show the video, but I'm going to describe it. There's a TikTok video that's going viral. The reason it's going viral blew me away. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to think about it, and then when we come back, I'm going to explain why I'm asking you this question. So here's your question. You ready?
I'm ready.
What were you going to say? Go ahead.
I was going to say, ask me the question before.
Yeah, I am.
Break,
oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
I can think about it. Okay.
So here's your question. Two-part. Have you ever cleaned your toaster?
Okay.
Okay, that's the first question. And now don't answer these.
Okay.
Second question is, if you cleaned it, how did you clean it? Now, we'll be back with Katy's answers to those questions and why I asked those questions. It's a TikTok video that is sure to amaze you and blow you away, but maybe not. Maybe not. And it's all powered by Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion.
You don't want your hair just cut or styled. Get your hair designed at Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg, 717-375-2130. How about a women's cut? $32, $35, or $38? Guys, you're not going to get a better price on the cut you're going to receive at Roots Hair Design than $23. Now, if you have a teenager, they're getting ready for those summer pictures, prom season's coming up, girl or boy, $25 and $20 respectively. A kid's cut, just $18. Maybe you need your roots touched up, they have that as well. And they can do your nails, take care of your lashes, facial treatments, waxings, and what I plan to get is a massage. Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg. $10 off your first service to any new guests, and they're approaching their 12th year in business. You don't last that long if you're not doing something, or in their case, a lot of things right. Roots Hair Design, we can't thank them enough for being part of the Tiny and Katy Show. More of the Tiny and Katy Show starts now.
Hey, welcome back to the Tiny and Katy Show. So before we left off, Tiny was asking me about cleaning a toaster.
Yes.
And I have to tell you a very honest answer. I don't have a toaster.
Okay.
I have a toaster oven.
All right.
So I don't have like the slots for the toast where you put them in and push it down. So I have a toaster oven. You put it in. That's kind of my contraption.
All right. But you've had a regular toaster, right? A normal toaster. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I've had one, but I don't cook, so it's not like it gets a lot of use.
It's toast. You put bread in there and push the button. That's not cooking. That's preparing toast for butter.
That's cooking.
Okay.
That is 100%. My definition of cooking is putting cereal in a bowl and milk on top of it.
Okay.
So yes.
Then we're just gonna ask this question to you. Let's say you had a toaster. You know what a toaster is. You know the basic function of a toaster. You know how to use it. Do you know A, that you can clean them, and B, how?
I think the only thing I knew about a toaster is you can take out like the bottom to take the crumbs out, because aren't they a fire hazard because they can catch a fire?
Thank you. So, Katy, you have impressed me, apparently. Now, if you had said that to me...
Wow.
If you had said that to me...
Write this down.
Like a day ago, I wouldn't have thought that was any big deal. But let me describe why I asked this question. There's a video that is going viral on TikTok. It's 2 years old. There's a woman from a cleaning company.
Oh my gosh! And she sees Jesus in the toast.
No.
Oh,
but it was the devil, by the way. But that's a great story, mind you.
Yes.
And remind me to tell that one when this is over, because that's really good. But the question is, when is the last time you cleaned your toaster tray? That's what it's called, toaster tray. As Katy just described, the bottom comes out.
Let's call it the double T moving forward.
The toaster tray, the double T. Now, you might understand that if some people saw that and thought, I don't think I've ever cleaned it, which may be what I thought Katy was going to say had she had a real toaster. But listen to this. It's going viral because a lot of people didn't even know toasters had crumb trays. So some people...
How did I know that?
I don't know. You don't even have a toaster and don't cook, but you knew that. So a lot of people are even... They're propping this cleaning lady up as if she's the savior of toast and toasters, and saying, oh my goodness, she's just revealed this revelation that is toaster trays. And I'm thinking to myself, where have we come as a society to where you don't know? I mean, the toast makes crumbs.
Right.
They've got to go somewhere. Does it just build up on these people? How have there not been more toaster fires?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they catch on fire?
I would think if you get enough of them, they could.
That's what I would think as well. I would definitely want to at least take my toaster, flip it upside down, and knock out the crumbs in the bottom so that it wasn't a fire hazard, because that's the first thing I would think.
So here's the question that I want everyone who's watching on YouTube, comment on this YouTube video, and also find us on Facebook, on Instagram. It's Tiny Katy Pod, Katy spelled with a Y. Did you know that toasters that had a tray at the bottom that popped out so that you could clean? I would think, Katy, here's what's happened to me. This is why it surprises me too. By the way, comment and let us know that, please. I'm really interested and be honest. We're not going to make fun of you. It's all in fun. Of course. But my toaster trays have, on occasion, like when you go to put it back in the cupboard or whatever, or move it around, it just popped off. It popped open. So I would think that even by accident, you'd have to know that these things have a tray.
Well, I think you're right, but I ponder to think about how many things should we be cleaning that we're not necessarily cleaning because we don't think about it. Like, how many people really think about, oh my gosh, spring cleaning this weekend. I got to get my blinds. I got to get my doors, and I got to get that toaster.
Right.
There's probably so many things that people are not thinking about that need to be cleaned. And I'm trying to think of like a prime example, but it's escaping me. But
under the refrigerator, the back of the refrigerator.
So what I was going to say was underneath the refrigerator, and also the drawers where you put the produce. Like, how many times do you not clean those out? Or I mean, how many things are not getting cleaned because you don't think about it? You know what I don't think about a lot is I have an electric toothbrush, and so I'll brush my teeth and put the toothbrush back on the stand.
Yeah.
And I don't always clean that stand. And if you don't clean that stand when the water is dripping down, it gets nasty.
It does.
It gets really gross.
It gets cruddy,
but there's just or like my ceiling fans. It's not a lack of laziness. I just don't ever think to clean my ceiling fans until I'm laying down, and I'm like, holy hell, look at those things.
You know who had the best
spiders up there?
Who gave me the best tip ever for cleaning ceiling fan blades? It was my wife, Mary. Now listen to this. This is amazing. When you are washing your bedclothes, take one of the pillowcases, spray like a Pledge or whatever you would normally use to clean on your ceiling fan blades, and take the pillowcase inside, put the blade inside the pillowcase, squeeze and pull, because you're going to wash the pillowcase anyway.
Well, and I think that's a great idea, but there's also a tool, let me piggyback on this, that Amazon created for blinds.
Yeah.
And it's like a 3-prong, I could run downstairs and grab it.
No, I know what you mean.
It's a 3-pronger, and you put the blade in and you pull, and it pulls all the dust out. That's what I use on my ceiling fans.
Yeah.
Now it's much smaller, so I have to go over the area a few times, but I think that's a really good tool as well. But yes, Mary's very smart. Yeah, so that makes complete sense.
I mean, I love that. And that's what I'll do. And the thing is, because usually people wait a long time until it's like, is that an animal hiding on my ceiling fan blade?
Yeah, before it's like disgusting and you can't clean it. I always think about underneath the couch. I'll be totally honest. Underneath the couch is not a place that I clean very often. And it was maybe last year I was cleaning underneath it. And I mean, no judgment, right?
No.
Like Uno had thrown up a couple times underneath there. And I just never thought to look under there.
You didn't smell it?
So I was... no, vomit doesn't really smell. Like if she peed underneath there, you're in trouble.
Yeah, right. Boy, I would be pissed.
But no, I didn't.
You'd find out real quick who number one was.
But like that's just one of my examples of things that I was like, I should probably pull this couch out and clean underneath it. But I mean, I wonder how many things in our houses we aren't normally cleaning that we should be cleaning that we just don't think about.
I have found
so much
that in the kitchen, the dishwasher is the be all end all.
Oh, and the garbage disposal is gross too.
Well, no, I mean like the dishwasher, as in I'd throw anything in there really. Like you talked about the produce bins, I just grab those out, dump them out, and right in the dishwasher they go.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying.
And then outside, power washer, 100%. I would use that power washer on everything except for Katy's patio. You have to understand something. Katy is upset right now.
Let me know. Let me know when you're done talking about the power washer, and I'll come back on. Because right now, I don't want to hear a word about your stupid power washing.
I have owed Katy a
done?
power wash
For like 3 years.
Well, no.
Listen, here was the deal. When I bought my house, when I bought my own house, the deal was, Tiny, I'm going to buy this house on my own.
Yeah.
But you have to come and power wash it every summer.
And this is a deal I didn't know about. Okay. I thought I would do it one time and she would buy a power washer that I don't know is like $100, right?
No, every summer Tiny promises me. And then I got this new patio. I got my patio put in a couple years ago. And you're like, I'm going to come and power wash it for you every summer. And
I never
not
said
one
that.
time. Now, mind you, I live like an hour away. It's not like I'm in like you have to take a plane to get to my house.
Might as
Like I'm like
well.
an hour away. I'm an hour away. You could easily drive down and power wash. It's not a big deal. You're just making excuses.
I'm not making excuses. I just
Making
haven't gotten down
excuses.
there yet.
Well, I don't forgive you for it. So you need to come down and power wash it. And we need to take video so everybody can see that it is happening.
Yeah. You know, Katy, we were supposed to talk about your Spain or your trip.
Oh, yeah. Would you want me to paraphrase it? Make it very quick?
Well, I don't know. We're almost already at 30 minutes. I think it's been great so far. I don't really think we need to ruin it with more of your lingering ons about your trip.
Here's what I'll tell you about my traveling. It made me a way stronger person. It definitely taught me to go with the flow. I think when people travel, there are those nightmares that they have in mind. I'm going to miss my plane. My luggage is going to get lost.
Yeah.
Those are probably the two biggest things that people worry about, right? Now, up until this point in my life, my luggage was lost one time when I went to Australia, but they literally delivered it the next day and they gave me $150 on a Visa gift card to buy clothes. So it really wasn't dramatic.
Right.
I never missed a flight. That had never happened. So when I went to Spain/Morocco, I missed 2 flights. 2 flights were missed. And my luggage was not only lost, it was lost for 2 days and it was severely damaged. Like I can't use, I have to throw it out. There's no use for it. So that's all very stressful. Like when I got to Spain, my luggage was lost. And I'm empathetic about that. Those things happen, but you should A, take care of me for the day.
Oh, yeah.
And B, get me my luggage ASAP. They did none of those things. And I actually had to go pick up my luggage from the airport because they wouldn't deliver it to where I was staying.
That's crazy.
Which I thought was total BS. And I was really upset about it. But this company would not speak English to me. Like every time I got on the phone, everybody I spoke to spoke Spanish and nobody would speak English to me. So at one point I had to walk outside of my apartment where I was staying in Spain and I just yelled, does anybody speak English? And this really nice couple spoke up and they said, yeah, we speak English and Spanish. And I put them on the phone with the airline because the airline wouldn't talk to me because nobody would speak to me in English. And they basically were like, yeah, we don't know what to tell her. We'll deliver it when we can. They didn't. I had to go pick it up the next day from the airport. And because the line was so long to get my luggage, we missed the ticketing time to get our flight to Morocco. And then on the way home, because of a long line at the passport control in Madrid, I missed my flight back to the United States. So it all sucked, obviously. And I was a train wreck. But at some point, after everything's going wrong and you literally can't do anything about it, just kind of learn to go with the flow.
Yeah.
At towards the end, I was like, all right, if I have to sleep here, whatever.
What are you going to do?
If I have to, what am I going to do? As long as you get
It
me
is
on a
what it
flight
is.
to the US, I can't do, I know you hate this. I know you hate this, but it's true.
Yeah,
it is true.
Well, I'm glad we could
Yeah.
touch base this week. It really means a lot.
So if you don't know, Tiny hates cliches, hates them. This is Tiny. Who the hell wants a piece of cake and doesn't want to eat it? Why would you say you can have your cake and eat it too? Who the hell gets a piece of cake and doesn't eat it? I don't get it. Why would you have it in front of you and not eat it?
Yeah. You know, my
That's
second,
Tiny.
it might be tied here, but my other one, I can't.
A bite. Let's go get a bite to eat. That's your second one.
Who
You hate that.
If you've never,
Who the hell goes to get a bite to eat?
who has one bite to eat? Now, if you've been with Katy, you know that ain't happening. I mean, it's like a
If you've been with
million,
you.
right? Now,
Did
Katy,
you just lose like 200 pounds?
yeah, right.
We know what it was like.
So I totally forgot this, and I owe such a huge apology, but I can't think of a better way to end this show. There are people who come into your life and just brighten your day, and that happened to me this past weekend. No, not you. No, believe me, not you.
Thank you, Tiny.
It happened to me this past weekend. I was in Chambersburg at Tractor Supply, and a young lady named Megan came up to the WAYZ table. It was a live broadcast, and I thought I was having a good day, but just being around Megan and talking to her for about 5 minutes took my day from here way up to here. Megan, Katy, you have not met her, but she said she just loves WAYZ, and she said she loved the fact that you and I were together on a show, back together. And I thought she meant that she had heard us talking about the good old days that we had and was just happy for us that we were enjoying it so much. And I said, "Oh, you should have heard us when we were together back when." She said, "Oh, I did." She said that she's been listening to us since she was a kid. And she just loves Katy, loves me, and loves the Tiny and Katy show. And I want to give a huge, huge shout out. If I could hug you again, I would, Megan. And I'm going to pop a picture up here that I took with her. I love you. I know Katy hasn't met you, but I know Katy loves you too.
I love you. Yeah, of course.
And we are going to have to get it together to where somehow we can meet up. Maybe the Tiny and Katy show will do a live broadcast at some point.
Tiny, check into that, because I would love to come up to your neck of the woods and get out and meet people and say hi. Yeah. You know, we had so many loyal listeners back in the day that I would love to see and hug, and let's work on that.
We absolutely should. That. So Megan, big thank you to you. And also, you know, I'm just singling out Megan because she left such an impression on me this past weekend, but we don't say it enough. We're over 2 months into the all new Tiny and Katy show. We're not all new anymore. Thank you to everyone for listening, for commenting, for just coming along the ride with us.
Seriously.
I mean,
it's awesome.
We truly love you. It's unbelievable.
And we love it. And we love what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's super cool that anybody's listening, supporting, commenting. What episode number is this? 10? Are we at 10?
No, this is 9. This is 9.
Okay.
Episode 9.
So at 10, we have a celebration.
So our decade of shows.
Decade will be next week. Make sure you join us for it.
Yes, it's Tiny and Katy show.
We love you.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely love you. I'm Tiny.
We love you. I'm Katy.
And we will talk to you in 1 week. Have a good one.